On March 7, 2018, one of Denver's worst fires broke out at a construction site at 1833 Emerson Street in Denver, Colorado. By the time firefighters arrived, it would be a 3-alarm fire that would take the lives of both 28-year-old Roberto Flores Prieto and 37-year-old Dustin Peterson. Flames reached over 200 feet high, and heat could be felt 400 feet away, melting nearby buildings. Prieto was found on the day of the fire, March 7th. He had been working on the 5th floor of the building when the fire broke out and did not have an escape route. Peterson was found the following day. He was on the 3rd floor when the fire started. His family says that an escape lift was provided to him, but they say Peterson heard someone screaming and went back into the blaze to help. Witnesses say they saw someone jumping from the upper floor to save their lives. Today, we honor one of those victims lost in that tragic fire, Dustin Peterson. Here is his story.
What is up, people? Terry here from Blunt Trips, coming to you from Broomfield, Colorado, at the Broomfield County Cemetery. And today I'm doing a special episode. It will be my first time I'm actually meeting a relative of a victim on site of their resting place. Today's victim that I'm going to tell you about isn't a murder victim, but he was a victim of a horrible tragedy here in Denver. And from what I've read and heard, it was actually one of the worst fires here in Denver. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Denver area, Broomfield is just north to northwest of the city of Denver. And it's a really beautiful suburb. But today, I came out here actually a little early because his mother was coming out. And I really didn't want her to see this part until the episode dropped. But often, pretty much every time when I visit a grave, I like to leave a little something, do a little something for them. But it's really not about the credit. So most of the time I don't even put it on there. This is the grave of Dustin Peterson, victim of the Emerson Street fire. He was one of 2 victims. But I wanted to come out here before his mother got here because, as I was saying, I usually like to leave a little something or do a little something for the grave. But I didn't want to do it in front of his mother. I didn't want her to start getting real emotional and stuff over it. So I like to do this where she don't see. But today I'm actually leaving a little special token of mine. When I first got to Colorado, I was doing a lot of walking on the trails. And in Colorado, they're really big about painting rocks. Well, Casey actually found 2 of them on our first trail. And here's one, but I think his mother's coming, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on here right now. But this rock was special to me, and I'm leaving this for him. So I'm not sure if that is his mother or not, but as I was saying, this rock was special to me. I held on to it. It was from actually Colorado Springs. But I held on to it for a long time. And when I heard his story and how he was into rock music, I was like, I knew right away where to leave this rock. But that's my little token I'll be leaving behind for Dustin. Now I'm going to wait for his mother to get here and see if she's interested in telling you his story, because nobody could tell his story better than a mother. Alright, I'm going to close this portion out for right now, and I'm going to wait for his mother to get here. Maybe clean off his tombstone a little bit. Get it looking pretty before she gets here. And wait to meet his mom. There we go. I didn't bring my car today. I'm actually in Casey's car because my daughter had a karate seminar today and she needed my car. But so I didn't have my cleaning supplies for tombstones, but we got all the bird duty off of it, stuff before Mom get here. Make sure Dustin looks nice and neat before Mom comes out here. Somebody showing some love. You got it nice and clean. Got all the bird duty off. Make sure it's ready for when Mom gets here. Beautiful tombstone. Alright, I got about an hour before his mom's scheduled to be here, so I'm going to go ahead and tour the cemetery. So I'm here with Miss Peterson, and she really doesn't want to go on camera. She is a little shy, but she brought me his helmet. And I like to look at some of these stickers he's got on here. It looks like he's got a really good sense of humor. If you all get a chance, definitely read some of these stickers. They are definitely funny. Ms. Peterson, I'm going to keep you off camera, and you said you don't mind answering just a few questions about Dustin? Okay, and the camera picks up really good, so you don't have to speak loud. I just want to know, first of all, what was your favorite memory of Dustin? Like going on vacation, or something that made you smile, happy about him?
About 10 years ago when we went to New Mexico to pick up his dog.
Yeah?
And that was a trip I'll never forget.
Tell me about it.
Well, we couldn't wait to get to Pie Town.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wanted a pie. We get to Pie Town and it's like a half a block long and it's all closed.
Yeah?
No pie.
No pie. Oh no.
And then I was driving he was driving my Cobalt.
Okay.
And it's a smaller car.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought his big dog to see if the new dog would get along with him.
Uh-huh.
And we had two huge dogs in the back seat by the time we were done. We were almost to, we had to go so far that we were almost to Arizona.
Oh wow.
And that was a long trip all the way back. And then over Raton Pass, one heck of a rainstorm followed us all the way to Trinidad. And that was very heroic on his part, I'll tell you.
What kind of pie was he looking for? Was there a certain kind?
He didn't care. He was
She just wanted
get a
pie.
pie in Pie Town.
Two more questions now, because I know it's super hot out here. The first one, what got him into being an electrician?
His friend's father worked at a shop, and they were looking for electricians, and he was 14, 15 years old, so they brought him on as apprentices to work during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And from then on, it just went.
Wow.
After he finished high school at 17, he went to electrical school and became a foreman after that. So.
That is awesome. Actually, my stepdad was an electrician. He tried to get me into it. I didn't go to school part of it. One more question, I'll get you out of this heat. What kind of dogs did he have? You told me he really cared about these dogs. What kind of dogs were they?
He had, I don't know, some kind of shepherd-like dog.
Okay.
And the one we went to pick up in New Mexico was a plot hound.
Plot hound? Okay. How long did he have him? Was it a while, or he just recently get him just before his passing? Was it a while?
No, it's
Wow.
15 years or so, and Yeah, they just recently passed.
Mrs. Peterson didn't want to be on camera, but she did tell me a few things about who Dustin was as a person that I want to tell you guys. Earlier when I showed his hat, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it had the name Chris Koth on it. It was actually a name he made up so people didn't bother him while he was busy at work. Dustin was Mr. and Mrs. Peterson's firstborn child, and at age 14 he started learning with a friend and a friend's father how to become an electrician. Like myself, Dustin was a rocker, and some of his favorite bands included Guttermouth, Beastie Boys, Nirvana, Journey, Green Day, and Bare Naked Ladies. When Dustin wasn't working, he was usually hanging out with his dad fishing. It was one of his favorite things to do. That or on Sundays, he loved Mom's cooking. Dustin loved what he did, being an electrician. In fact, the day of the fire, he was working on his lunch break when the fire broke out. Now again, I don't know the facts of how he died. That can be found online. This vlog was more to learn who Dustin Peterson was as a person. I wanted to know who Dustin was. I know he died in a tragic fire. The details are, I've read one thing, but then I talked to his mother and I heard a different story. I do want to cover one thing. In the intro, she does state how he was on the third floor and ran up. That is based on media reports only. That is not facts. We do not know that. That is based on what we read here. After speaking with his mother, I was told he was on the fifth floor, running down and found on the third floor, from my understanding, if I remember correctly. But when I met Miss Peterson, I didn't want to bring up details about how her son died. We all know he passed in a tragic fire. I wanted to know who he was. And that's what she helped me do, and I was honored to be able to find out who her son Dustin was as a person. So just so I'm clear, our intro is based solely on what we read in the media. The media stated that he was on the third floor and ran up to the fifth. And speaking to Mrs. Peterson, she told me he was on the fifth floor and ran down to the third. Again, I did not want to get really into the details of how he died. I more wanted to find out who he was as a person. Alright, that is going to wrap this one up for me. I hope I've got all the details correct on who Dustin Peterson was as a person. But more so, I just wanted to make sure his story was told. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and head on out of here. Until next time, y'all stay cool.
New drops every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. BluntTrips.com.
Have a friend or a loved one and would like us to tell their story? Hit us up on our website at blunttrips.info and let us know.